All right, let's talk RoleCatcher. You've sent us a ton of info on them. Bookmarks, articles, everything. It seems like you're really trying to step up your job hunting. And hey, who hasn't felt lost in that online application black hole, right? So let's dive into what RoleCatcher claims it can do, and if it lives up to the hype.
What I find really interesting here is how RoleCatcher is tackling a major pain point, for all of us. It's about standing out in a sea of applicants, especially with those robot recruiters becoming more common.
Yeah, the applicant tracking systems, right?
Exactly.
It's like everyone's trying to optimize their resume for some secret algorithm instead of a real person. Does RoleCatcher actually claim their AI can help with that?
Yeah. Their AI-powered tools are supposed to analyze job descriptions and then pinpoint the exact skills and keywords employers are looking for. Then, get this, it suggests improvements for your resume and cover letter. It's almost like a personalized editor, but one that speaks fluent robot.
Okay, now that's both cool and kind of creepy at the same time. But hey, if it helps me land an interview, sign me up. Speaking of interviews, though, isn't that the part we all dread? What does RoleCatcher even offer on that front?
So they have this database of practice interview questions, over 120,000 of them.
What?
Yeah. And they cover different careers and skills, and even simulate different interview styles. You can practice answering behavioral questions, technical questions, you name it.
120,000 questions. Wow, that's a lot of practice. But how do they make sure the questions are relevant to the specific jobs I'm interested in, not just some generic stuff?
That's where their AI comes in again. It connects the jobs you've saved on RoleCatcher, it analyzes the details, and then it customizes the practice questions to be super relevant to those specific roles. They even offer AI-powered feedback on your practice sessions. They analyze things like clarity, conciseness, and if you're using the right industry jargon.
Now, hold on, AI is analyzing my interview skills now. That's both amazing and slightly terrifying. But hey, maybe it's like having a personal coach in your pocket, minus the awkward high fives.
Yeah.
Although all this AI talk makes me wonder, is this where they hit you with the subscription pitch?
Well, they do have a freemium model, which seems to be the trend these days. You get access to their job board, some basic resume analysis, and a limited number of practice questions for free. But to unlock the full potential of their AI, like the personalized resume tailoring, the in-depth interview feedback, and this cool feature called reverse matching, you'll need to subscribe to their Copilot AI.
Copilot AI. Sounds fancy. What's so special about this reverse matching thing? Is it like a job hunting bat signal, but instead of calling Batman, it calls recruiters?
It's pretty close. With reverse matching, employers can search for candidates on RoleCatcher based on skills and experience. So let's say you're a web developer with experience in a specific coding language. Companies looking for those exact skills can find you through the platform, even if you haven't applied to their company directly. It's like instead of you finding them, they find you.
Okay, that does sound like a game changer, especially for those of us who feel like we're constantly sending resumes into the void and hoping for the best. It's like flipping the script on the traditional job search, right?
Yeah.
But finding a job is only one piece of the puzzle. What about those of us who are feeling a little lost career-wise? Maybe we're not even sure what we want to do next. Can RoleCatcher help with that too?
That's actually where I think RoleCatcher gets really interesting. They seem to understand that it's not always just about landing the next job. It's about figuring out what you want to do in the first place. And that's where their Career Compass tool comes in. It's designed to help you explore different career paths based on your interests, skills, and experience.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So it's not just a glorified job board. It's more like a career exploration platform. Tell me more about this Career Compass. What makes it so special?
Well, they've got this massive database of over 3,000 career guides, covering a huge range of industries and roles. And these aren't just your typical dry job descriptions either. They go into detail about the day-to-day responsibilities, required skills, potential career paths, even insights into company culture.
Wow, 3,000 career guides. That's a lot to digest. It's one thing to have all this information, but how do they make it actually useful for someone who's feeling a bit lost in the career wilderness?
Well, it's all about making the information digestible, actionable, You can filter the guides by industry, experience level, even salary expectations. Plus, they use visuals, real-life examples, and break down complex info into bite-sized chunks. They know you don't want to drown in a sea of jargon.
So it's like having a personalized career counselor who actually speaks your language.
Yeah.
That's refreshing. But I gotta ask, with all this emphasis on AI and algorithms, is there a risk that we're losing the human touch in job hunting?
It's a valid concern. While RoleCatcher's AI can help optimize your resume, and prep for interviews. It can't replace the importance of human connection, like building rapport with a hiring manager or nailing that in-person energy.
Because at the end of the day, you're not just a collection of skills and keywords on a resume, right?
Exactly. And RoleCatcher seems to get that. Their career guides often highlight the importance of networking, building relationships, and showcasing your personality.
So it's not just about becoming a robot whisperer. It's about remembering that there are real people behind those job postings. Speaking of which, let's talk more about that reverse matching feature. It sounds almost too good to be true. Are there any potential downsides or limitations we should be aware of?
Well, like with any tool, it's not perfect. One thing to keep in mind is that RoleCatcher's database, while extensive, might not cover every single company or job opening out there, so it shouldn't be the only place you look.
It's not a replacement for good old-fashioned networking and industry research.
Exactly. Think of it as one tool in your job hunting arsenal, not the be-all and end-all. Another potential downside is that while RoleCatcher can help you get noticed by employers, it can't guarantee you'll get the job.
Right, it's still up to you to nail that interview and demonstrate why you're the best fit for the role and the company culture.
Precisely. And while their AI can help tailor your resume and cover letter, you still need to make sure you're highlighting your unique skills and experiences. Don't be afraid to let your personality shine through.
Because sometimes it's that unique spark, that human element, that really makes you stand out from the crowd. Okay, so let's say I'm sold on this whole reverse matching thing. What does it actually look like from the job seeker's perspective? Do I just create a profile and wait for the offers to roll in?
It's not quite that passive. While you do need a well-crafted profile, you also need to actively opt in to being discoverable by employers through the reverse matching feature.
So it's like raising your hand and saying, hey, I'm open to new opportunities.
Exactly. Then employers can search for candidates based on specific criteria. And if your profile aligns with what they're looking for, they can reach out to you directly through the platform.
And I assume I get to see their information too, right? It's not just a one-way street.
Absolutely. You have full control over your interactions. You can review the employer's profile, their company info, even the specific roles they're hiring for, before deciding whether to connect. It's all about making informed decisions.
Okay, that makes me feel better. It's like a two-way street where both sides can size each other up before making a move. But let's talk about those career guides for a second. You mentioned they have over 3,000 of them, which sounds impressive, but also a little overwhelming. Let's say I'm intrigued by this whole club host or hostess world. What kind of insights could I actually get from RoleCatcher's guide?
Their guide on that is surprisingly in-depth. It breaks down the key responsibilities, like greeting guests, managing reservations, and ensuring customer satisfaction. They even touch on the importance of adhering to the club's specific policies.
So it's not just about looking good and knowing how to pour a drink. There's more to it than meets the eye.
Definitely. The guide emphasizes soft skills like communication, teamwork, and staying calm under pressure, which are crucial in a fast-paced environment like that. They even outline a typical career progression, from entry-level to more senior roles.
Okay, so it gives you a roadmap, which I imagine is helpful for someone just starting out or considering a career change. But what about those already working as club hosts or hostesses? Is there anything in it for them?
Absolutely. There are tips on providing excellent customer service, handling difficult situations, even strategies for professional development and career advancement within the broader hospitality industry.
So it's not just for newbies. It's for seasoned pros looking to level up their game too. I'm noticing a theme here. RoleCatcher seems to be all about empowering you to take control of your career journey, no matter where you are in that journey.
That's a great observation. They're not just trying to fill a temporary job opening. They're trying to be a partner in your long-term career growth.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the what of RoleCatcher, the features, the tools, the resources. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the why. Why should someone, especially in today's competitive job market, consider using a platform like this?
Well, for starters, it feels like RoleCatcher is trying to, level the playing field a bit.
That's a great way to put it. Think about it. In the past, job hunting felt like this big guessing game. You'd send out resumes hoping they'd land on the right desk, hoping your skills matched some unspoken criteria. RoleCatcher brings a lot of that into the open.
It's like they're saying, hey, here's what employers are looking for. Here's how to showcase your skills. And oh, by the way, here's a way for those employers to actually find you. Exactly. And that shift from reactive to proactive, that can be a huge confidence booster for job seekers. Plus, let's not forget the career exploration aspect. Their Career Compass tool alone could be a game changer for someone who's feeling stuck or unsure about their direction.
Yeah, it's like they're acknowledging that the old career playbook, you know, pick a lane and stay in it for life, it just doesn't cut it anymore.
Right. People are changing careers more often, pursuing multiple passions, seeking more flexibility. RoleCatcher gets that. And they're providing the tools and resources to help you navigate this new world of work.
It's less about fitting into a predefined box and more about crafting a career that actually fits you. But let's be real, all this talk about the future of work can feel a little overwhelming too. What advice would you give to someone who's maybe feeling a little anxious about staying relevant, employable in this constantly changing job market?
First and foremost, embrace lifelong learning. The skills that are in demand today might be obsolete tomorrow. Platforms like RoleCatcher can help you identify skills gaps and find relevant courses or certifications to stay ahead of the curve.
It's like that saying, the only constant is change.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to network, attend industry events, learn from people outside your immediate field. You never know where your next opportunity might come from.
So be open to new possibilities and don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone.
Exactly. And remember, job hunting is a marathon, not a sprint. It's going to have its ups and downs, but having a platform like RoleCatcher in your corner can definitely make the journey a little smoother.
Well said. So for anyone out there feeling lost in the job search maze, maybe it's time to give RoleCatcher a closer look. It could be the key to unlocking that dream job, or at the very least, a valuable tool in your job hunting arsenal.
Absolutely.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought. In the game of career advancement, the most valuable skill you can have is adaptability. Be a lifelong learner, embrace the unknown, and don't be afraid to chart your own course. Until next time, happy job hunting.